Use his incredible broad wingspan of about 4.5 foot, and there he'll use it to glide effortlessly through the air, and then he'll use his amazing eyesight in order to look for his food. Now he'll look for lots of small rodents, maybe even small primates out of the trees, but he absolutely loves one of his favourite is the South American cavy, everyone. Now, you may not have heard of a cavy before, but you will have heard of its domestic descendant, and that is a guinea pig. Well, yes, Luca here, with his incredible 8 times more powerful than our own eyesight, will be searching the grounds looking for the wild counterpart of a guinea pig. That is his favourite food. Now, as we take him off, you can kind of see where he gets his name. It is that beautiful slate blue coloration. He's also known as a Chilean blue eagle, shall I say, out in South America. But I think you can all agree that it is certainly his wings that, in this circumstance, that gives him the edge on the hunt.
A magnificent individual, I'm sure you will all agree. That was Luca, everyone, our black-chested buzzard eagle. Well, welcome along to Deadly Birds Live. My name is Shannon. We have just met Siobhan with the brilliant Luca. And as she said today, striated Cara. Now, Stanley here has got no problem going into tents in search of food. He'll be looking around campsites to raid a nice, easy meal, stealing food from pots and pans, even going into tents in order to get to food. Now, he can even go and knock these tins over looking for food, looking for anything he can find. But if he can't quite get to it that way, he has got an incredibly powerful beak and very strong feet. So he can use those to get into even the hardest to open food storage boxes. Ready, Stanley? Now he said, food storage boxes. There we go. So you can see that he's using his beak and his feet to try and find food. He really is a bit of a menace. We need to open the box, Stanley. There we go. You can see that he's got no quarrels opening those food storage boxes to get to food. Now, down on the Falkland Islands, he has to be able to make the most of any food sources that are available, even eating sea lion dung when times are particularly tough. Now, down on the Falkland Islands, caracaras are an apex predator. That means they're the biggest, toughest, meanest thing down there. So, in order to find food, especially those that are young, what they'll have to do is mob the adults. So, they'll have to form a gang. At around 5 months old, they would get kicked out of the nest. They'll have to go and find other young juvenile caracaras to find and to mob the adults. They'll mug them for food, trying to get anything they can find. And if they can't get it that way, they'll also hang around near tunnels and burrows on the edges of cliffs and beaches, because they can go down those tunnels and burrows in search of any penguins. They absolutely love to eat penguins and chicks and whatever they can find. Now, down on the Falkland Islands, you don't get red foxes, you don't get squirrels, rats raiding your dustbin. You get, unfortunately, the striated caracara. So keep your eyes peeled on Stanley. He's going to duck under the fence there rather than flying. And he's noticed a bin. So what are you going to do with the bin, Stanley? Well, he is going to jump straight in that. He's going to steal some food and he's going to take himself out of here. You've been enough of a menace, I'm sure you can all agree. Now, one thing that Stanley doesn't mind doing is jumping into those confined spaces, tunnels, bins, tents, because he's an apex predator. So he doesn't have to worry about flying to escape any potential danger. He really doesn't need to fly. So his skill isn't really flying that makes him key, makes him the edge on the hunt. It's running on the ground. Speaking of running, can anyone hear that? That sounds like quite large footsteps coming this way. I'm going to get out of here. Everybody just remain seated. I'm sure you'll all be fine. Run! I can see him now. Look at him. Isn't he terrifying? The stuff that nightmares are made of. No, I just hear lots of laughter. No, me too. Wait, look. No. Okay, well, Cyril here is a Sarima, and he definitely deserves his place in Deadly Birds Live. Now, there are 2 different types of Sarima, 2 different species. You get the red leg and you get the black leg. Now, there are no points here for guessing that Cyril is, of course, a red-legged Sarima. He's got those lovely, long, orangey coloured legs that help him to run along through the grasses. Now, usually birds have long legs for one of 2 reasons. One of them is being a running bird, like Cyril here, and the other is being a wading bird, a bit like our flamingos. But why would Cyril need to run? Well, he uses those long legs to reach speeds of up to 20 miles per hour in order to catch his prey. Look at him go. Okay, I don't think me and Siobhan have ever seen him reach 20 miles per hour, but, you know, we've been told it's true, so I definitely think he could potentially reach those speeds when he's chasing after his prey. Now, things that he'll be chasing after. He'll be looking for small insects, small children, lizards, reptiles, newts, anything that he can find. Just kidding about the children, don't worry, everybody, you're perfectly safe here. But he also uses them to do this. Yes, he can jump an incredible 6 foot into the air. And this is to actually catch insects that may have taped to the sky, and he'll catch them straight out of the air. Now, he does obviously have those little wings, but he doesn't tend to use them too much to fly. He'll use them roughly twice a day, and that's to get nice and high to roost in the evening so it's safe, and then to come back down again in the morning looking for his food. Now, as Shannon said, he will be looking for lots of types of food from reptiles, amphibians and rodents, but there's actually one thing he's quite famous for tackling in South America, and that is venomous snakes. Now, we don't just like to tell you here at Deadly Birds, we like to show you. So it just so happens I have my pet Rodney. Here he comes. We're going to show you exactly what Cyril would do when he spots a snake. He's going to circle it and look for the head. Once he's located the head, he's going to pinch it really hard in his beak, and then he drags it to a hard piece of ground, and bam! And bam! And one more time, Cyril. Bam! Yes, just like that. He will smash the snake into smithereens. Now, the first few times it will stun and kill the snake, and then he'll just break up the bones. That allows him to swallow it down like a big piece of snake spaghetti. Now, obviously, it's very important that he grabs it by the head, because he can't tell the difference between the venomous and non-venomous snakes. So if he didn't grab it by the head, he probably wouldn't be able to live to tell the tale. The snake could quite easily turn around and bite him. This isn't their only incredible adaptation. They actually have a really loud alarm call as well, and it can be heard for up to a mile away when the winds are right. Sounds just like that, yes. Now, if you know London, that's actually down at Marylebone Station. You would be able to hear him. You may have heard him doing it a little bit at the beginning of our demonstration. But because it's so loud, us humans are cotton on to this fact. And actually, farmers out in South America are now using Suremas. They're raising them with their flocks of chickens. And actually, if they spot a danger coming too close, they'll let out one of these alarm calls, and it would notify the farmer of the danger, and they could come to the rescue. So I don't think it's his wings that give him the edge on the hunt, but certainly those long legs, snake killing ability, and a very loud alarm call. Now, the few birds that we've introduced you to so far are all diurnal species, so they hunt during the daytime. Now, most birds, when they hunt during the day, they're looking for food using their eyesight. So what would a bird use when it comes to night? Well, there is a perfect native species that don't really like the rain, to be honest, but we're going to try it anyway. Now, everyone, this is Sherry, and we're going to be followed shortly by her brother, Ash. Oh, getting a little sticky-footed there. Now, obviously, lots of people know owls. They're one of 5 native owl species. But as we said, these guys are actually using their hearing alone to hunt for their food. They will be hunting at dusk, dawn, and maybe into the evening as well.
Owl, baby.
They do see much better than us in low light levels. However, they cannot see in the dark. So actually, they rely solely on their hearing to hunt. Now, they have to actually find around 3,000 voles every single year in order to survive and care for any young. And this is actually about 8 to 9 every single night. So they can't waste energy and kind of missing prey. So this hearing is where it comes into play. Now, they have that beautiful disc-shaped face that you can see that most people associate with owls. And this actually works like a bit of a satellite dish does. It's kind of one giant external earlobe, shall we say. And it actually amplifies the sound of their prey, and it will draw it into their ears, which are either side of their face. So not only can it amplify the sound and let them hone in on it, but it actually is attuned to the frequency of that prey. And that means that it can actually black out all the background noise of the forest, like the rustling of trees and the leaves. This is getting heavier and heavier by the minute, isn't it, Shannon? It is. But it can black it out so enough that they can actually hone in just on the little squeaks of their vocals. That's right. Now we're going to take our barn owls out of here. I'm sure they've had